You know that feeling, right? Waking up, seeing that order confirmation email, and just that sinking feeling of regret. Well, in this explainer, we're going to break down the actual science behind why that happens.
I mean, we've all been there. It's late, you're scrolling on your phone in the dark, you add something to the cart, and then you have to face the consequences in the bright light of day. Turns out, there's a really powerful biological reason this happens, and it's got nothing to do with your willpower.
So, where does this late-night regret really come from? To get it, you have to look at the world we live in now. It's basically a perfect storm where our modern, always-on technology collides head-on with our ancient biology.
I mean, think about it. Our lives are just built around e-commerce, subscriptions for everything, and those super easy in-app purchases. We're constantly making these instant decisions. And at the exact same time, so many of us are dealing with chronic stress, we're not getting enough sleep, and our natural body clocks, our circadian rhythms, are totally out of whack. This whole combination basically sets the stage for some, let's just say, very questionable choices.
Okay, so let's get into what's happening inside your body. We need to meet the two key players that are really running the show late at night, and they are your hormones. First up, you've got cortisol, the famous stress hormone. When you're stressed or sleep-deprived, your cortisol levels shoot up. Now, think of your brain as having a CEO. That's your prefrontal cortex, the part in charge of good judgment and long-term planning. High cortisol basically tells that CEO to go on vacation. It weakens your judgment, and all of a sudden, that instant hit of dopamine you get from buying something becomes way, way more appealing.
And then there's its partner in crime, melatonin. Now, melatonin is supposed to be the good guy, right? It's the sleep hormone. Its main job is to get you ready for bed. But here's the catch. As your melatonin levels rise at night, it also dials down your attention span and your ability to say no. So yeah, it's fantastic for winding down, but it's absolutely terrible for making sharp, rational financial decisions.
So let's look at what happens when you've got this hormonal cocktail of high cortisol and high melatonin. What does it actually do to your brain? Well, it fundamentally changes how you think.
And a great way to understand this is with the idea of System 1 and System 2 thinking. System 1 is your gut reaction. It's fast, emotional, impulsive. It's basically your brain on autopilot. System 2 is the exact opposite. It's slow, analytical, and deliberate. It's the part of you that actually stops to think things through.
And this is the most important part. At night, that hormonal state of your brain actively shuts down your careful, rational System 2. It's basically put to sleep, and that leaves your impulsive, emotional, reward-seeking System 1 at the steering wheel. And guess what System 1 loves to do? It loves to click buy now.
Let's really map this out, step by step, and see exactly how your own biology can end up draining your bank account. And this just shows the whole chain reaction perfectly. It starts with modern life, stress and bad sleep. That disrupts your hormones, which then impairs the rational CEO part of your brain. That makes you vulnerable, which lets your impulsive side take complete control. And, well, you know the rest. A package you barely remember ordering shows up a few days later. Now, you might be thinking this is just a neat theory, but it's not. We can actually see the evidence of this hormonal hijacking in real-world shopping data. Okay, so what's really fascinating here is the paradox it shows. E-commerce sites see a big spike in their conversion rates late at night, so more people are buying stuff. But at the exact same time, the rate of product returns from those very same sales also goes way up. People are buying more, for sure, but they are definitely not more satisfied.
So, okay, we've got this biological vulnerability. But here's the thing. It turns out this isn't just an accident. It's something that the modern online world is almost perfectly designed to take advantage of.
This quote just reframes the entire issue, doesn't it? We tend to think of this as some kind of personal failure, a lack of self-control. But what if it's not about tricking your mind? What if it's about exploiting a completely predictable state of your body? I mean, think about all the sales tactics you see online every day. Those frantic countdown timers, the limited time offers, those ads that are so personalized they're kind of creepy. These are known as dark patterns. They are designed specifically to create urgency and pressure you into a quick System 1 decision. And they are never, ever more effective than when our hormonal defenses are already down.
This really suggests that our whole idea of consumer protection might need a serious update. We've always focused on things like misleading ads or hidden fees, but maybe we need to start asking totally new questions like when something was sold, or if the very design of a website is ethically targeting people when they're in a vulnerable biological state. So what does this all mean for us, for how we see ourselves as consumers? Well, it challenges a very old and very fundamental idea about personal responsibility.
The old way of thinking is simple. You have free choice, so you're responsible for what you do. Easy. But this science suggests a brand new premise, that our ability to choose freely isn't some constant, stable thing. It actually changes with our biology, with the time of day, and with our stress levels.
And that leaves us with a pretty huge question. In an online marketplace that literally never sleeps, and that is designed to capitalize on our weakest moments, is the old principle of buyer beware still a fair rule to play by? It's definitely something to think about the next time you find yourself scrolling at 1 a.m.